We hear it all the time, the global quantum race, this idea of a frantic sprint for dominance. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? Today, we're going on a different kind of tour, one that explores the unique personalities and really the ambitions driving nations in this new quantum age. All right, let's get into it. And this quote just nails it. This isn't one single race with one single winner. It's way more like a complex, beautiful, and strategic constellation. See, each nation is its own point of light, with its own brightness and its own path. And that single idea, it changes everything. So that's the big question, right? If we just toss out that simple idea of a race, what are we left with? What kind of framework can we actually use to understand what's really going on with this incredible technological revolution? Well, the answer is to think in terms of archetypes. Yeah, think of it like a strategic persona. We're not just looking at funding numbers or policy papers anymore. We're looking at a nation's temperament, its core worldview, and what it truly wants to achieve with quantum tech. So, our tour officially begins. We're going to explore three main archetypes, three really distinct strategic personalities out there in the quantum world, and each one has a totally unique approach to building its future. Our first stop is with the Titans. Now, these are the ecosystem architects. They aren't just trying to build one quantum computer. No, they're aiming to build entire quantum societies. For them, this is absolutely fundamental to their future economic and national security. So what makes a Titan a Titan? Well, first, they build vertically and horizontally. We're talking everything from basic research and hardware all the way up to software and regulation. It's all powered by what the source material calls high-octane funding, and it's driven by a security-first mindset. For them, this isn't about one cool application. It's about locking in a total strategic advantage for decades to come. And what's fascinating here is just how diverse this Titan group is. I mean, you've got the USA as the maximalist, just building out this incredibly comprehensive ecosystem with its National Quantum Initiative. Then there's Australia's moonshot, a nearly billion-dollar bet on one single company, PsiQuantum. And look at the UAE, the disruptor, becoming the first nation on Earth to mandate post-quantum cryptography. That's a huge deal, basically future-proofing their networks. So three titans, three very different ways to lead. The UK gives us yet another flavor of Titan. Their approach isn't a short sprint, it's a marathon, and they've backed it up with a £2.5 billion investment over 10 years. The source material calls them an ethics-first marathoner, and that really fits. They're focused on endurance, growing a vibrant startup scene, and trying to lead the global conversation on ethics. All right, leaving the high-octane world of the Titans, our next stop is with the strategic builders, and the whole vibe here is different. It's one of quiet confidence, of precision, and of patience. In a lot of ways, their strategy is a direct response to the Titans. Instead of trying to build everything, they're hyper-focused on building the right things. And these builders come in two distinct styles. First, you've got the sovereignty-focused, like Japan. They are playing the long game with these super detailed, independent roadmaps. Their goal? Fault-tolerant quantum computing, machines that can actually correct their own errors by 2050. It's a huge bet on patience over brute force. Then you have the collaborative architects, like France, who believe that collective wisdom is the way to win. They build strength not by going it alone, but by weaving themselves into larger partnerships, like the EU's Quantum Flagship program. They're creating power through connection. Our final stop on this tour introduces us to the agile next wave. And these are the nations that are proving you don't have to be a titan to have a really powerful quantum future. They're adaptable, they are smart, and they often move way faster than the bigger players by carving out these specific, high-impact niches for themselves. Honestly, their agility is their superpower. They aren't trying to compete with the titans head-on, no way. They're finding clever ways to leapfrog certain stages or just dominate one specific area. We see three main strategies playing out. Some, like Brazil and Chile, are just focused on establishing foundational hubs, planting the seeds for a future ecosystem. Others are doing something brilliant. They're integrating quantum into their existing industrial strengths. Think about Taiwan linking quantum to its world-class semiconductor industry, or Ireland building a quantum-secure communications network. They're adding a quantum layer to what already makes them strong. Then a third group, including Malaysia and Poland, is embedding quantum right into their bigger national modernization and defense plans. It's just a really clever, efficient, and targeted approach. So, as our tour wraps up, let's zoom out. What we've seen isn't some simple racetrack with runners trying to get to first place. It's a rich, complex mosaic of movement, where every single piece, every nation, is contributing to a much, much bigger picture.
And that brings us right back to the question that always seems to come up. After seeing all these different strategies, the titans, the builders, the agile wave, who's actually winning? Who's ahead in the race?
And that's really the key takeaway from all of this. Asking who's winning is simply the wrong question. It makes us miss the real story, which is how all these diverse national temperaments and worldviews are collectively shaping one of the most profound technological shifts in human history.
And you have to remember, this is a living, breathing landscape. The archetypes we've talked about today, they are not set in stone. The quiet builder of today could forge a new alliance and become a titan tomorrow. The agile integrator could stumble upon a niche that changes the entire game. It's dynamic. It's always evolving.
Which leaves us with this final, really powerful idea. In this new quantum era, there is no pre-drawn map. There isn't one correct path to follow. All this required is vision. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.